Hello Jilly Beaders. Today I'm going to show you how to make this gorgeous little bracelet. It's made of Swarovski cubes and it's got a Swarovski heart pendant as the charm hanging from the clasp. It's really pretty, really on trend being in rose gold, and it's very easy to make, as you'll see by watching this little video. To make the bracelet, you're going to need some Swarovski cubes, 4mm size in crystal rose gold 2 times, and a matching heart, 14mm. That's going to provide the little dangle. That's in rose gold 2 times finish also. You're going to need some Toho cubes. These are 4mm size and they're silver lined crystal, and some Toho size 11 seed beads in plain crystal. You're going to need a clasp, some crimp beads, some crimp covers, an oval jump ring, a very small 4mm round jump ring, a silver stirrup bail, and of course the feature at the front of the bracelet, the infinity symbol. That's in rose gold finish. We'll be stringing this on Beadalon. This is a 7-strand Beadalon in champagne colour, and you'll need about 40 to 45 centimetres of that, depending on how much you want to leave spare to work with. The tools you'll need to make the piece are side cutter pliers and a pair of chain nose pliers. The first thing we'll need to do is to just cut the top off the bail. We don't really need it so big and chunky, so we're going to remove that and just get rid of it. Cut it with your side cutters. So now you've just got a little stirrup like that. So we open that up. It's usually soft enough to open up with your fingers, quite wide because the hearts are quite wide at the top. As you can see, just gently fit it to the heart, putting one notch from each side into the hole and squeezing it with your fingers. Doing it with your fingers means there's less likely that you're going to damage the stone or the mount. So that fits nicely now. We're going to leave that like that and get the little round jump ring, tiny thing. We're going to open that, and you can use 2 pairs of pliers or you can use your fingers and 1 pair like I'm doing, and twist it so that open it up like that. So we're not spoiling the circle, that means it keeps its strength and its shape. I'm going to hook it through the top of the bail and then reclose it in the same way, sliding the edges back over each other like that. We're just going to make sure it's pinched up good and tight, flattening it like that. Okay, so that's your heart ready to go. We'll put that to one side for now, and we'll take a piece of Beadalon that's about 22 centimetres long to make the first half of the bracelet. So first of all, you need to start with about 22 centimetres of Beadalon and pick up one of your crimp beads. Put a short way onto the wire like that, and then we're going to attach it to the infinity symbol to form the centre of the bracelet by putting the wire back through the crimp bead to form a loop for it to sit into like that. So we only want it to be a small loop. You need to put it about there, and then once you're in the right position for that, just finely tune the position of it with the tip of your pliers so it's quite close but there's still wiggle room, and then squash that crimp bead by applying pressure to the pliers like that. So there it is. It's attached quite nicely to the infinity symbol. What we're going to do is making it a little bit prettier, so we're going to add a crimp cover. This is a little unfinished circle there, and that just closes around the crimp bead. So we're picking it up with our pliers like that, and slotting the crimp bead into it, and then gently closing the crimp cover around the crimp bead. And just do it gently, bit by bit, closing it up so the edges meet up as smoothly as possible. The idea being that once it's all fully fashioned, it will look like a bead. Sometimes it misaligns, so just keep playing. That's it, tweak it back into position. And there, I think we've got what we were aiming for, a nice little round looking bead to start our bracelet off. So we don't need much sticking on the short end, but we don't want it to be too short. So we just trim a little bit off, and that will be hidden in the first bead that we thread. So for starters, we're going to pick up a cube, a small toho bead, a toho cube, and another small toho seed bead. Let that fall to the bottom of your wire, and it lies against the crimp cover like that. So thread the rest of this wire so that you've got actually 7 rose gold cubes on it. So once you've added all that side of the bracelet beads and finished on the 7th rose gold cube, we need to now think about picking up another crimp bead and adding the clasp. So the same as we did the other end, adding the bead, then we're going to add the clasp, then we're going back through the bead, and we're going to pass this wire back through the last bead threaded, just so that it gives it another place to hide, makes it that little bit more secure. We don't want to be trimming it off right near the crimp bead. So we're pulling that wire through so it's quite snug, there's no slack left in the bracelet, but we do need to make sure we've got enough room to place the crimp cover. So pull the wire till you've got probably about that much space left, and take your chain nose pliers again and just squash that crimp bead good and hard so it grips the wire like that. Now we can get rid of the end, just test it, it's not going anywhere, then trim it off really close so it's not going to stick out. Now that will hide itself within the cube above. And just like we did before, we're going to pick up the crimp cover and slot it around the crimp bead. Again, being careful to do it bit by bit so that things match up, the sides match up and make a good smooth join. It's much better doing it in small movements so that you don't overdo it. And then once you've got your round, you've got your bracelet there, your first half finished. Now then, just exactly the same thing but fastened onto the other end of the infinity symbol will give you the second half of the bracelet. So you've got all your beads threaded on the other side of your bracelet, finishing with your 7th rose gold cube, and you've picked up a crimp bead on the end there. Just place that down for a moment and pick up your oval jump ring. Open that up again by sliding the ends across each other, and from that add your charm. so that's hanging from there, and then close the jump ring again. Make sure the ends are all nice and secure and met up. There. And now you've done that, you can take your loose end of wire from your bracelet and slip it through the oval jump ring. Adding the charm before we do this just gives you something more to get hold of. It makes it a bit easier. Okay, so now you're going back through the crimp bead and the last bead, last cube there, and doing the same as we did at the other end with the clasp. We're just pulling the wire, making sure there's no slack in the bracelet. Don't want the bracelet to go rigid, so you need some sort of flexibility in it, like that. Pull it up, and when you've got just about that much, remembering that we need to leave room for the crimp cover, just anchor that thread between there with your fingers between there, and then squash the crimp bead good and firm. Yep, that's secure. So now we can trim that off close to the cube, being careful not to catch the other thread. Get rid of that, and that will hide itself within those beads. So now we need to pick up the remaining crimp cover as we did before, and oops, this is where it gets a bit tricky when you're finishing things off. Slide it over that crimp bead, gently pinching it. Oh, try not to drop it. Sliding it over the crimp bead, gently pinching it to close it around that bead. And as I said before, bit by bit does it meet up the ends as evenly as you can, adjusting the pressure on to form it into a lovely, near as you can, sphere. And when you've done that, you've actually finished your bracelet. And you can fasten the clasp onto the oval jump ring. Let's move those beads out of the way. And there's your bracelet finished. Beautiful. Enjoy making it and enjoy wearing it. You can get all the bits you need to make this bracelet from Jilly Beads. Just click onto www.jillybeads.co.uk. Thanks for watching. See you next time.